of the Alberta Liberal Opposition.
Premier, happy birthday. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, I couldn't believe my ears as the Minister of Municipal Affairs expressed his Romney-esque disdain for the 83% of Albertans who live and work in cities and towns. I asked the Premier who her government planned to be mean to, and I guess we just got the answer. To the Premier, do you condone your minister saying that 83% of Albertans, quote, sit in high-rise condos and don't contribute to the grassroots of this economy, unquote?
Mr. Speaker, I had the privilege of reviewing the back and forth in the House over that discussion, and I think the unfortunate part, Mr. Speaker, is what prompted that sort of comment really was an overgeneralization with respect to the importance of rural economies in this province, Mr. Speaker. There is no doubt that we are all productive and contributing members of society, whether we live in rural Alberta or in urban Alberta. In fact, we have people who live in urban Alberta who work in rural Alberta and vice versa, Mr. Speaker. What I was really disappointed by, frankly, was the reaction, which was then to see other people pit different communities against each other. That's not the Alberta way, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, what prompted that was a question about fairness that the honourable member from Edmonton Centre asked.
Right.
This is at least the third eruption of Mount Griffiths in the past year. The minister is clearly at war with municipal leaders. He bullied the AUMA president, Linda Sloan, calling her a liar. He insulted the mayor of Calgary, calling him a puffed-up peacock, and now he's offended 83% of Albertans. To the Premier, why do you have a Minister of Municipal Affairs who doesn't like cities?
Mr. Speaker, you know, one of the things that I think is really appropriate in this House is for us to respect the fact that there are lots of people that have lots of different leadership roles. And in fact, Mr. Speaker, since the honourable member brought up Ms. Sloan, I would say that I did receive a note from a number of councillors in the City of Edmonton, including Ms. Sloan, talking about what a wonderful job our Minister of Municipal Affairs did at the last AUMA breakfast. And so I would actually pay him tribute for that, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, what's appropriate is that the Premier and the Minister show respect to elected representatives. But I'm sorry, I'm not convinced. We're talking about a minister who discriminates against cities and towns, refuses to deliver on the promise of the big city charters, and blows up at anybody who questions him. To the Premier, will you apologize on behalf of your government for the minister's behaviour and give him a timeout?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm kind of stunned that this is the most serious issue that has to be brought up in the House today. But look, Mr. Speaker, I have worked very well with every single municipality, like I said, from Fort Macleod to Fort McMurray, from Edmonton to Edgerton, from Calgary to Cold Lake, and I respect every single municipality, regardless of the size, Mr. Speaker. We work very well together, and all I ever pointed out was that there's no us versus them, Mr. Speaker, and that Edmonton feels that they contribute and feels sometimes they don't get enough, but rural Alberta feels the same way, and dwelling on that will not serve building a better province or building stronger communities, which is our focus here in this government.